What's going on, world? It's your homie Sensei Rippin'. I'm back again with another video. Listen, y'all, if somebody would have told me around this time last year that Shannon Sharpe would get caught up in a scandal with the Onlyfans model, I'd have looked at you crazy. Especially post Cat Williams Club Shay Shay interview. I mean, everybody and their mama wanted to be on Club Shay Shay, okay? His brand was on the rise. And here we are. As of April 2025, Shannon is now at risk of fumbling $100 million podcasting deal. How? Well, Shannon, according to reports, came across this 19-year-old at a gym, okay, about 2 years ago. All right. And since then, they have been hitting it off. And then for whatever reason, Shannon is now being sued for $50 million, okay, after being accused of assault and all types of other things that I don't even want to get too in depth with, because we understand YouTube, you got to word things accordingly so you don't get flagged. But listen, very graphic. And now social media is looking at Shannon differently. Why? Because Shannon, of course, denied all accusations made against him, but for some reason came up with this idea of releasing 44 pages worth of sex messages. Yes, you heard that correctly. Sex messages. I'm talking some freaky ass messages that has everybody looking at Shannon crazy, because at one point, Shannon was like America's favorite uncle. Now, after looking at these messages, he looking like America's freakiest uncle. I mean, goddamn, what's going on, Shannon? Like I said, you know, people have been supporting Shannon a lot, especially since his falling out with Skip Bayless. You get what I mean? And since then, everybody has been supporting Shannon and his brand. But now, with this lawsuit, listen, man, it's not looking good. Like I said, now we gotta go back to the announcement of the podcasting deal, which was right before the Easter holiday weekend. 48 hours after the announcement of this podcasting deal, $100 million podcasting deal, because again, Shannon's deal with the volume had just expired. You know what I mean? But literally 48 hours after the announcement, here comes this lawsuit where Shannon's being sued for $50 million. Then later on, we find out that this situation has been going on behind the scenes, quiet as kept, as far as mediation. Shannon, according to his attorney, offered this accuser $10 million just to, you know, keep everything on the low, keep it on the hush. And people, of course, they're kind of looking at it in the way of, is this Shannon, you know, admitting guilt with, you know, his attempts to pay off the accuser, or is this Shannon trying to keep everything on hush because he's getting ready to sign a crazy podcasting deal? You get what I mean? A lot of people are conflicted as to why would he even, you know, attempt to pay this accuser 10 mil if he's being extorted. Let's just be clear. You know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of people just looking at Shannon right now, pulling out old clips, you know, just sound bites of Shannon, you know, speaking loosely on Nightcap, speaking about dating older women. I mean, like I said, we understand whenever a scandal like this happens, social media, they pulling out all types of receipts. Now, earlier today, comedian Eddie Griffin, he gave his take on the Shannon Sharpe situation. And I ain't gonna lie, if there was a list of comedians that we know for sure won't be on Club Shay Shay, listen, y'all, Eddie Griffin on that list, because, man, he finally gave his reaction earlier today. And I ain't gonna lie, man, he took the gloves off when it came to Shannon. Now, we understand ever since that Club Shay Shay interview, a lot of people, or shall I say comedians, have been taking shots at Shannon, right? Especially on stage. We've seen that a lot. And not just, you know, comedians. You've seen Cam go in, you know, get into it with Shannon Sharpe. What? Who else? Steven Jackson. You know what I mean? Everybody's had their own issue with Shannon ever since the Cat Williams Club Shay Shay interview. But now, like I said, I want y'all to hear Eddie Griffin give his take on the Shannon Sharpe controversy. And then afterwards, I'm going to play y'all Ari Spears and his take to the situation as well. But yeah, let's get right into it, y'all. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And yeah, let's get right to it.
Welcome to another installment of In and In, where we give it to you straight, no chaser. Man, you know what, I got to do it because Shannon Sharpe. Boy. This little 19-year-old girl, she said this mother smooth the fuck up. Text messages, phone calls, 25,000 per cheek. That's an expensive butt. That's an expensive ass right there. 25,000 per chick. Here in Las Vegas, the going rate is about $375. 25,000 per chick. Well, that must be lined with gold. Shannon, you're just not that sharp. ESPN let him go, the little mouse. Disney owns ESPN, so that's why they had to let him go, because, they're a good, clean, upstanding company. Wink, wink, child molesting freak motherfuckers. Anyway, the rat with the gloves don't want no fingerprints left anywhere, so they had to let him. You should have listened to Monique.
Let me tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old.
Told you to stop dating them young white. Should listen to Cat Williams.
Get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan
There
Majors.
you go. Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends.
No. But you just a hard head motherfucker. You got football head, see. You've been busted in the head too many times. You should have wore a helmet, you helmet head motherfucker. I'd have said this joke a long time ago. I'm gonna say it again. Rich niggas and white women don't go together. There's a long track record. OJ killed his white woman, still had problems to the day he died. Tiger Woods married one, and she left with damn near $500 million. Tiger way better than me. That'd have been a dead on my watch. Ain't a on earth worth $500 million. I don't think y'all heard me, smelled me, or felt me. Let me reiterate this statement one more again for you. There ain't a pussy on earth worth $500 million. Now, it might be some $375 pussies. $500 million, I'd have took that fishing. That's why billionaires have yachts. What happened to her? She fell overboard. Them great white sharks chewed her white ass up. How come they didn't bite you? Because the shark is racist. That's why they call them great white sharks. They only eat white people. You don't believe me? Interview the shark. How come you didn't bite those?
I don't eat dark meat. It's tough. They fight back.
I lost a lot of teeth that way. Bill Cosby was potentially in jail for life for 73 of the oldest, ugliest white women I have ever seen. Tight end, like that tight end. Played the right position, boy. Tight end, like that tight end. You can catch that football. But now you done caught a case. Play your position, I said. You like to play in your position. They done made a doll of the and a little white. You know what I mean? He can join his hero, LeBron James. These Barbie doll ass niggas. Lakers in 5. Oh, yeah, they lost. Lakers in 5. They lost. And you lost your job. I'm just saying. I know I shouldn't be kicking a man when he's down, but what better time? He's a big motherfucker. I gotta wait till he fall down. Then I should kick the shit out of him. Make no sense. Don't kick a man when he's down. Well, when else you supposed to kick a motherfucker? When they down, shit. Supposed to stomp the dog shit out of them.
All right, y'all. That was Eddie Griffin giving his reaction to this whole Shannon Sharpe lawsuit controversy. As you can see, man, Eddie Griffin did not hold back when speaking on Shannon in the situation, because, again, how do you make it in the NFL for that long and get caught up the moment you jump out there in this podcasting space? To me, that's very interesting. I can't even front, man. Like, damn, you that green, Shannon? Come on now. Now you got old clips of, Cat Williams, people saying, listen, he tried to warn you. You know what I mean? Monique, you should have listened. And that's the thing. On Nightcap, Shannon, on many occasions, have spoke about how he's very strategic in how he interacts with women and things of that nature, just for him to get caught up in a situation like this, man. Like I said, it's not good because you know how these corporations are. And already it's being reported that Shannon has agreed to, part ways with ESPN until the start of the football season. Okay. That was the official statement that was released. So again, a lot can happen from now till then. You know what I mean? But also, comedian Ari Spears, he gave his take on everyone and their reaction to the Shannon Sharpe lawsuit controversy. So let's check out this clip from Ari Spears and hear exactly what he had to say. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, let's get right into this clip of Ari Spears giving his take on Shannon Sharpe and this whole lawsuit controversy. All right, let's get right to it.
Trying to put together a new bit in regards to talking about this Shannon Sharpe fiasco. And I don't want to go on too long of a rant because for me, it's a two-parter. One, dealing with the issue that he's dealing with, of course, him being a 56-year-old man with a 19-year-old girl, but I'm going to save that for another time. What I do want to address is this. I always start off first and foremost by saying, I love my people, black people, y'all my people. If God said to me in heaven, hey, you want to come back and live a second life, what you want to come back as, white, black, Asian, Latino, I'm picking black every day of the week and twice on Sundays. That being said, let me say this. Black people, we have to stop this bullshit ass narrative that somehow it's only white women that screw black men over. Because often I hear black people say the same thing over and over and over in regards to brothers like Shannon Sharpe who get caught up in the matrix. Well, that's what you get for fucking with them colonizers. You fuck with them colonizers, you gonna find out. We gotta knock this horse shit off. Because when you're a man with money, fame, wealth, status, and prestige, the wolves that live in the woods come out in all colors. Black, white, Asian, Latino. This is not a race thing. This is a money thing. So to somehow act like only white women screw black men over is some horse shit. There's a lot of black women that take brothers to the clinic too. Take brothers to the bank too. So let's stop this bullshit narrative that somehow this is a race thing. This is a money thing. And then secondly, I hear my people say something that to me is just so utterly ridiculous, which is you go, well, if I'm gonna be screwed over, I'd rather be screwed over by my own kind. That way we keep the money in the community and don't give it to the colonizers. That is the most nonsensical, dumbest shit I've ever heard. So essentially what you're saying is that if someone rapes you, you'll find comfort in the fact that, hey, they at least put on a condom. Got it.
All right, y'all. That was comedian Ari Spears giving his take on the Shannon Sharpe lawsuit controversy. As you can see, a lot of people have been taking to social media to give their takes, okay? When it comes to Eddie Griffin, like I said, man, he been taking shots at Shannon since the Club Shay Shay interview. Let's just be clear. A lot of comedians have taken their shots, but Ari Spears and his take is very interesting. I understand the point he's trying to make. However, you also have to add in, the historical context. There's a history between white women and black men in America, okay? Do we need to mention Emmett Till? Even as a child, you pose as a threat. You get what I mean? There's a pattern of behavior. Now, granted, what Ari's saying is true. It's not just the white woman. Once you're a man of success, you now become a target of things like this, extortion. However, at the end of the day, Shannon has to claim full accountability because when you've become this successful, you can't now risk it all over lust with a 19-year-old at that. That's the part that makes people look at Shannon crazy because he's at the age where he should know better. Come on. That's the craziness about this whole situation. And now with social media, they pulling out all types of receipts on Shannon. And I understand last week, everyone was talking about Tracy Ellis Ross and the double standards and the age. That's a whole separate conversation. I'll give you that. But however, like I said, when it comes to Shannon, he has to accept full accountability when it comes to this, because at the end of the day, had he not entertained the situation, we wouldn't be here right now. Okay. He wouldn't be in a position where he's risking over $100 million for this young 19-year-old. I mean, come on. Onlyfans model at that. Now, we've heard, situations where these models come out saying they making millions of dollars, and we done laughed it off like, yeah, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? But seeing Shannon get put in this situation, seeing some of the messages where the girl is talking about 25,000 per cheek. You see Eddie Griffin and his take. Ain't no kitty in this world worth no damn 25 per cheek. I mean, come on, let alone 10 mil, 50 mil. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, Shannon right now, he just has to lay low until the smoke clears, because again, a lot can change from now until the start of the football season. And now that Tony Busby is involved, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to try to find other people to join in. That's just how it works. And that's the unfortunate part about all of this, because messing with Tasha K, she done pulled out some old receipts from Shannon's, his ex-girl. Like I said, the internet is going in on Shannon and his background, his dating history. Everything is getting pulled out of the vault now, just because he's the topic of the conversation. And right now, look, Cat Williams, a prophet. He tried to warn you. So many warnings, man. Even the history. Like I said, Ari Spears, I understand the point he's trying to make, but don't act oblivious to the history, the historical context behind white women and successful black men. Cut it out, man. Look at this. This is the shorty right here that Shannon got jammed up with. Come on, man. Yo, social media, they not playing, man. They is not playing. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, this is the latest in regards to Shannon Sharpe and his lawsuit controversy. Very unfortunate, because like I said, him entertaining the situation, he's now at risk of losing out on $100 million. Okay, now again, is this the end all be all for Shannon, his brand? Of course not. You know what I mean? Hopefully he's independent. He has the rights to Club Shay Shay and Nightcap, and who knows? You know what I mean? By the time the football season start, he'll be a free agent, and maybe things will look a little better for him. But as of right now, it's not good, man. All because he wanted to entertain this situation. That's the crazy part about it. We've heard on many occasions speak about how he moves strategically. However, you get yourself caught up in a situation like this, man. Come on now. That's why I'm like, yo, look at this. Shannon Sharpe's Nightcats be like, yo, you see what I'm saying? Now it's your credibility publicly that's taking a hit, because, like I said, for the most part, everyone believes that Shannon is being set up. But it's the fact that you allowed yourself to get caught up by this 19-year-old. This is why people looking at him crazy. And then the messages you allow her to talk to you in that manner, put a black baby in me and all that. Yeah, listen, man, we not jacking that. You know what I mean? Do what you want in the privacy of your bedroom. However, now that this has been made public, you've invited everyone into your bedroom. Now everyone knows how you give it up, okay? You got Shannon Sharpe clips of him doing an electric slide. Like I said, man, social media and doing what they do. At the end of the day, it's not looking good for Shannon. But like everything, this will pass. And like I said, hopefully Tony Busby won't gas anyone else to join this lawsuit, because, again, that's just how they are. This same Tony Busby started the Diddy hotline. What if he do the same situation with Shannon? You know what I mean? Uncle Shay Shay hotline. I mean, come on now. Like I said, this whole situation is crazy. But in the end, like I said, we just have to wait and see exactly how this situation will play out, because Stephen A. Smith, people are looking at him a little funny, because he's in the hot seat. He's the one who recruited Shannon. And now he's kind of distanced himself a little bit, because he understands the severity of the situation dealing with a company like Disney. That they're not, They're not out to clear in the sense of their background and the things they've been a part of if we want to talk about scandals. But again, that's a different conversation. At the end of the day, Shannon, you fumbled it, man. You fumbled the bag dealing with this 19-year-old. And now you just better pray that, you know, when it's all said and done, that deal is still on the table, because that's how they work. You know what I mean? Shannon had a crazy year with the volume. And now that he's, you know what I mean, completed his contract and is now in line to make even more money, he takes the hit. This guy hurt, man. But again, y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on Eddie Griffin and Ari Spears' take on Club Shay Shay, on Shannon Sharpe and his lawsuit? Like I said, man, it's very interesting. If somebody would have told me this a year ago, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? He was getting so many awards, and just like that, like Cat said, all it take, you know what I mean? It's a couple weekends, and you up out of here. But that being said, y'all, that's all I got for y'all today. My name is Sensei Rip. Till next time, peace. Come on, man. Just hang it up. Just hang it up, man. Leave them young girls alone, okay? Come on. Leave them alone, because, boy, after this one, I don't know. I don't know how he come back after this. I don't know, y'all. Just stay away from the youngins, man. Try to find someone around your age. All right? All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace. Salute world, I need y'all to do me a favor right quick and tap into the homie Grand Finale's latest video titled Sidelines. Okay, the full video is available on his YouTube channel. However, I'm about to bless y'all with a quick teaser. Okay, if you like what you hear, make sure to head on over to his channel and leave a comment. All right, and make sure to tell him that Rip sent you. Okay, run them numbers up. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.
Upon the world before you dearly depart. Let the world go by. Let the world go by, and it'll all be just fine.
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV, and also click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.